Hey guys, Matt here. So today I wanted to go over, I've had a lot of questions on how much wood do I burn in my HeatMaster G10,000, and that's a gasification unit if you guys don't know. So this is my wood supply for us here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure how much is remaining on this row here, and then I'll calculate how many face cords this row is, and then we'll see how long this burns for us, how many days or weeks we get out of it. So there's ash here, there's hickory, there's locust, there's a little bit of oak in here. I think that's roughly what this row is, to kind of give you an idea of what species of wood that we're burning. So what I'll do is I'll measure it, I'll calculate how many face cords it is, and then we'll just see how long it burns. Because I've had a lot of people ask, you know, how much wood do I go through? So those of you that don't know, house is 3,000 square foot. That's being heated through a heat exchanger in the plenum. I have a separate thermostat for that only turns the fan on when the house calls for heat. We also heat our hot water tank with the sidearm heat exchanger for that. That works really well. And then our garages is probably, I never really fully calculated the square footage, but the main garage, which I have heated to 63 at all times with the 7-degree differential, it lets it drop 7 degrees and then heats it back up. That is roughly, it's got to be at least 2,000 square foot, maybe a little more. The second garage I have heated to 45. That just has like my chip truck and whatnot in there, so that doesn't need to be as warm. That's roughly 1,200 to 1,500 square foot, pretty good insulated. The main shop is decent. I mean, it needs to be better, but it holds the heat. So yeah, we're probably roughly 6,000 to 6,500 square foot that we're heating nonstop. And then occasionally, if it snows, we heat the portion of our driveway with our snow melt system. So not all the time. So I don't think it's supposed to snow here in the next 2 weeks, and we'll see how long this would last. So I'll measure this quick just to see roughly how many face cords this is, so you have an idea. And then I haven't loaded the stove this morning. I want to say it's like 9:30, almost 10 o'clock now. I loaded it yesterday around like 5:30, so it's been going for a while. I haven't checked it. So I'll just show you how much wood I put in roughly every 12 hours, give or take. So I'll see where that's at. It just started the heat cycle, so we'll measure how tall this is. So it's 5 feet tall, give or take. We'll just go to here. We'll factor in this portion that goes down to be up. So we'll say it's 14 feet. So 5 feet by 14. I'll calculate that into face cords here. 5 feet by 14. So it's just over 2 face cords of wood, so 2.2 face cords is what this row is with the remaining, because that section's almost gone. So it's just over 2 face cords, what you see here on this row. So we'll see how long that would last. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up what I got, set you guys back up by the boiler. I'll load that, show you how much. It's all really an estimate of how much wood to put in for 12 hours. So it's basically how cold is it going to be outside. Now if I do work in the garage, I do turn it up a little bit more depending on what I'm doing, because I don't like to be cold when I'm futzing with my stuff. Like yesterday, I was in the garage for, I want to say like 4 hours. I was putting some parts on my sled because we're going out of town this weekend, so I was putting new reeds in to finalize my stage 2 kit on my sled. So yeah, when I was in there, I turned it up to 72, I think. So it's pretty warm. I just don't like being cold when I got to use my fingers and stuff. So not that it's cold in there, but so yeah, I'll grab some wood. I'll set you guys up over there. That way you can see how much I put in. I'll show you, and then what I'll do is I'll do a follow-up video. I'd say it'd probably be a week or two to see how long this lasts, and then that way you kind of have an idea of the wood consumption on my G10,000. But the weather so far has been in the 30s. I know in a couple days it drops into the 20s. and I think it stays like that, and then I think it goes down in the teens at night. So it's not too cold. Obviously that plays a huge factor, and our house is pretty well insulated, so I know a lot of people ask, you know, they're always concerned if they buy a 4,000 or a 7,000, is it going to be sufficient enough to heat their home? Well, there's a lot of factors in that, and I won't go into too much detail. I mean, I'm not an expertise on any of this, but I think a lot of it has to do with the kind of pipe you have in the ground. Is it buried far enough? The circulation pump that pumps it to your house or garages or whatever you have, how many gallons per minute are you flowing? I mean, the slower the flow, obviously it takes longer to get there and back, you're going to be losing heat. That's just how it goes. The pumps I have in mine, I do got them turned up right now, and if nothing's running in the house, and that's 180 feet there, 180 feet back, plus inside the house, so it's probably 200 feet of line all the way in and all the way out. So 400 feet there and back total. If nothing's running, I lose literally less than 1 degree. I know some people are going to find that hard to believe, but I've shown it in my other videos. I lose maybe 1 degree. If the house is calling for heat, I think I lose around 18 degrees when the fan's on, so not too much. And it only runs for maybe 5 minutes, if that. So now in the garage, on the other hand, that's probably just as much, and those lines ain't really insulated. And the other garage is really cold, you know, 45 degrees, so the water goes in and comes out, it's going to lose temp. I think I lose around 7 degrees no matter what. If the heat's not running, I lose 7 degrees. So 7 degrees every second is getting pumped colder than what's in there. That adds up, you know. I plan on changing that this summer to make it a little bit better insulated, slow down a little bit more wood consumption. But I don't go through a lot. I mean, I've gone through, since October, I had 3 other rows here, so roughly probably 3 full cords of wood since October. And I've thrown in some little stuff here and there, but this will be a good gauge. I'll only burn this, I won't put anything else in, and we'll see how long this lasts. So I'll set you guys up over there, I'll grab some wood, I'll throw it in, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I brought some wood over in my little cart that I made. I don't know if you guys can tell. This is how much I usually put on the cart. Now whether or not I put all this in there, I won't know until I open her up and stir the coals around. So not too much. I'd say it's probably 3 bundles worth there, maybe a tad bit more. So I'll set you guys up here. I'll open her up, stir it up quick, and then I'll show you inside how much I put in. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much in here. It's not too bad. Coals, good coals, holy cow. This open long, but I know a lot of guys have problems with keeping a good coal bed. Let me show you mine. No problem here. And that's like 15 hours of burning since last night, so we can talk about that too, about keeping a good coal bed, but I never have a problem. I think it comes down to moisture in the wood, quality of wood, hardwood or not. That's why good seasoned wood is what you want. And that just comes down to preparation or buying good quality wood wherever you can get it. But if you got it on your property, that's huge. Like I said before, I know some areas out west, they don't have hardwoods. You burn what you got, but there's ways to keep a good fire going. I'll show you quick what I got in there. So this will be good till probably 10 o'clock tonight. It's not too much. It's just stacked in the middle. It's not all the way back, barely in the front. That's all you got to do. That's pretty much it. Now I'll leave that till tonight probably. It's 10 o'clock now. Probably 10 o'clock tonight I'll come back out. So, you know, a lot of people ask, you know, or consider buying an outdoor boiler. Is it for you, is it not? It's hard to say. You gotta love wood, you gotta love what you do. So I'll probably make a video on that, you know, comparing an outdoor wood boiler versus a traditional wood stove in your house, wood insert, roughly the same thing. So I'll probably make a video on that too. Because we used to burn in our house for 3 years in a wood stove insert, which is the same thing with the blower fan. And then I always wanted an outdoor boiler for some reasons, and I'll go over the pros and cons to both. That way you have an idea if you're considering inside versus outside. So, but yeah, stay tuned. So we'll see how long this roll lasts. I'm gonna anticipate. It's hard to say. I mean, I'll say 2 weeks, hopefully. If I do go out of town this weekend to go snowmobiling, I don't know what the wife's gonna do in here. I mean, she knows how to do it, it's not hard. Everybody obviously knows you like stuff done the way you like it done, so we'll see how much she puts in there. I will probably turn the garages off, or really far down, so that'll kind of change a little bit, but that's kind of normal with the winter. I mean, every day is different. That's why you gotta kind of anticipate, you know, how often do you clean the stove. I do mine once a week on the bottom. I don't touch the top. I don't have to. Good coals, whatever fly ash builds up, it goes down. So yeah, we'll see how long she goes. I'm curious to see how long you guys think it's going to go based off of my heating. It's, you know, 6,500 square feet and the temps I have and the current temp and what it's going to be. I'm curious to see what you guys think. For the guys that have, you know, same model or 7,000 or 4,000 or other brands that are similar. So yeah, I'm curious to see what you guys think. I'm going to say 14 days. Today is the, today is the 17th. 17th at 10 a.m. So if we can get into February, I think we're doing good. So yeah, stay tuned. And like always, keep burning.